Osiris here, stuck in the middle. This story is so awesome. This is for my Tesla fans out there. If you're not a Tesla fan, hang in there. I am going to talk Tesla and I will tie it into why, just like before cell phones became popular, you all have cell phones now, most people. It's going to be the same with electric vehicles, in particular Tesla. Shots fired. Tesla versus Waymo, in particular, John Krafcik versus Elon Musk. Now, I know that's a mismatch, but this is still fun to look at and talk about. So, Tesla, as many of you know, they do. I was gonna say, I was gonna say they do. They're making autonomous vehicles, but they're not there yet. And that's kind of the whole point of this video here. Waymo wants to remind you that's not what Tesla does. But Tesla is making cars. They're trying to make their goal is probably more than anything right now to make safe cars that drive themselves. Waymo is a parent company under the umbrella of Alphabet. And they have been for over a decade. They were the first ones that I was aware of over a decade ago. Been trying to do this grind of self-driving cars. I didn't really hear about Tesla until probably the Model S and X came out. So Waymo CEO John Krafcik, he says Tesla is no competitor at all. What this is a quote. I'm quoting. No competitor at all when it comes to autonomous vehicles, according to reports. For us, Tesla is not a competitor, Krafcik said. We manufacture a completely autonomous driving system. Tesla is an automaker that is developing a really good driver assistance system. This is trash talking from a CEO level. You do not get more disrespectful than this. This is talking about Elon Musk and his company. Elon Musk, the man, this is the number one guy out there right now. I repeat, we Waymo manufacture a completely autonomous driving system. Tesla's an automaker that's developing a really good driver assistance system. They're not even in our level. He's basically saying, like, we play the NFL, we're in the NFL. They are in high school. We don't compete with each other. Wow. It's a misconception, quoting again, it's a misconception that you can just keep developing a driver assistance system until one day you can magically leap to a fully autonomous driving system, said Krafcik. Now, I'm not an engineer, scientist. I can't speak on their level with that. But I found this very, 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 very interesting. Stay with me. I'm going to get to my overall take. Let me just get the jabs out there. So they just came whap whap, just a little quick two-piece. Try to give Elon a two-piece of the biscuit real quick, and then I'll get to the big picture takeaway. But this is how CEOs talk trash. This is a big deal. Now, my takeaway isn't going to be trash talking on this, but that's what this is. Waymo said, so even before this happened, Waymo had a blog post. And I saw this, but it wasn't big enough for me to like kind of do a video on it. But they said, I quote, we're hopeful that consistency will help differentiate the fully autonomous technology Waymo is developing from other driver assist technologies, sometimes erroneously referred to as self-driving technologies. That's a diss on Tesla. Wow. That require oversight from licensed human drivers for safe operation. Ooh, they've taken some shots. So Elon is gonna answer. You know that. But he's not one to really answer with like a ultra combo or something like that where he just is just firing out. He'll just probably do a little whap whap stay away from me. And that's what he did. To my surprise, this is quoting Elon now. To my surprise, Tesla has better AI hardware and software than Waymo. Money. Yes, I'm here for it. Yes, do you see what he did there? Oh man, it's just too good. It's just too good. Do you see what he did? That was, oh. So this is, Waymo is under Alphabet. And Alphabet should be, there is no one. And I like Google. I have a Pixel phone. Nobody buys these things. It's a Google Pixel phone cuz I love Apple. This is the iPad. The iPad is the best piece of technology in my opinion out there. Period. I love the iPad. But I like Google too. And I'm all Google on the phone. And nobody buys the Pixels. Nobody likes the Pixel phones. I like the pure Google experience. So what I'm getting at though, what I like about Google is their AI is better than Apple. Google's AI is next level. They should be. They should be known as the AI company. So why did Google have the best photos starting with like the Pixel 2 and all that? It wasn't hardware, it was software. It was a software that made them better. And so Elon's like, man, it's kind of surprising. Things are different in the world now. We're a car company and we have better AI than the AI company. We have better AI hardware. That's a diss on Google. Google is just, I don't know what, they just are terrible with hardware. They're just awful, awful with hardware. And I have Google Home. I've got the bigger Google speaker. I don't even remember what it's called. I got a lot of Google stuff, but they are notoriously bad with hardware. Like you remember Google Glass failed. They're just Google is great at searching and turning that into ad revenue. And I'll be honest with and the AI and the phones are good. The operating system for the phones. Other than that, they struggle. And that's what Elon's getting at here. He's like, man, it's kind of surprising. A car company has better AI hardware and software. They are supposed to be the software kings. No. And he's like, no, we got better AI hardware and software than you. And then he said, Waymo. And then he just put the parentheses money. Oh my goodness. I'm going to get to the money a little bit later, but he did Waymo money because they're just burning through cash to try and do what Tesla's doing. I'm going to get to that later. I'm going to get to the Waymo money later. That's going to be a t-shirt. I'm telling you, I'm going to look into this. Well, I don't like doing stuff that's negative. I like more positive stuff, so I probably won't do that. But that would be a funny t-shirt if you wanted to get into like negative mudslinging. Waymo money. Oh man. So one of the reasons that Tesla has better AI and where they're going is they're going to this supercomputer, this neural net computer, and they're calling it Dojo. Listen to this.
So the Tesla Dojo supercomputer could be the fastest computer ever built. It will run on 32 bits, which is just enough precision for what Tesla needs to eventually solve for full self-driving. One of the big changes that Dojo will implement for Tesla is right now they have people or humans hand labeling all of the data. With Tesla Dojo, they will move to unsupervised learning, which is exactly what it sounds like. There are no humans supervising. It becomes a machine and a computer process where the computers are then labeling the actual data.
So Dojo's next level, it's going to allow them to let the computer train the computer. So it's not going to be just, hey, we've got these different things to label. Like, oh, we took a left turn and a squirrel ran in the way or something like that. And we have to label it, wrote it, or however they do it. The computer's going to do it. You took a left turn. Okay, we know that's a squirrel. The computer will just be able to label it and boom, 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 deer, boom, boom, boom. And so the computer, this is like something out of a science fiction movie. The computer is going to be teaching and labeling things for the car to learn from, which will increase the amount of data that they have and they can process and they can learn from. I think it's going to be exponential rate of increase of progress. So remember that. Waymo knows this is coming. Google knows this is, Alphabet knows this is coming. Let's just get to the Waymo money. So the problem with Waymo right now, or last I saw, they only have about under 1,000 cars on the road right now. And they, for the most part, other than in a small geofenced area, they have to pay people to drive the car and for the car to learn. And they're using LiDAR, different systems. So they have to pay people. They had to buy the cars. They're using Pacifica minivans I've seen. And they've got all this big, ugly looking radar stuff. And Tesla's so sleek. But that equipment is expensive. I know Waymo's trying to get the price down, but it's expensive. They're burning through cash. That's where the Waymo money came from. He just tried to take a shot at them because Tesla's model is we've got billions of miles of data and people pay us. People are paying us. They're paying us. People are paying us. Do you hear me? So we're not buying a car from someone. We're making our own cars. People are paying us thousands of dollars for the right to drive the car, and we're not paying them to do anything. They pay us. You got to pay 10 G's on top of the car to get the autonomous drive. Well, it's not there yet. We're full self-driving service with Tesla. And then on top of that, so Tesla's released their full self-driving beta, and I did a video on it. Wow, I think this is next level. And they're doing a test run with real people. And Tesla did it with a select group of hardcore Tesla fans that they can trust, that aren't going to just throw them under the bus, and I don't blame them. This stuff is still in development. So they want to give it to people who they know will help them learn, say, hey, the car did something wrong here. I'm not going to go on the internet and trash Tesla, and we're going to learn from it. Then they're going to do a mass release of full self-driving beta where it can drive on the streets, turn left turns, almost anything. It's doing a lot. Tesla didn't have to pay people to be in that program. People are begging. Tesla customers are begging. They're begging Tesla to get in the program. Waymo's got to hire engineers. That's why you see people say, oh, it's unsafe. Why is Tesla having, it could be, I didn't get chosen for that, but it could be even like me. Like they could push the full self-driving to me. I know it wouldn't happen, but just hypothetically. And I could have it, I would be testing it out. Instead of Waymo paying an engineer or someone else thousands of dollars a year to do something where I have free labor on that side from Tesla. Because the fans are that passionate, the product is that good, they're jealous. But it's bigger than that. Here's my big takeaway. Companies like Waymo are burning through cash. They're literally burning through billions, just millions, billions, and it's not, I'm not saying they're literally burning it, but it's costly to try and get there. And they're not even close right now. How much more money do they need? They need investors. Who's going to invest in Waymo? If you look at what's happening right now, if John Krafcik doesn't come out and try to fire off at Tesla and say Tesla can't do it, we're the right ones, who is going to invest in Waymo? It's going to have to shut down like many other failed Google projects and products. No one's going to invest in it. Who's going to invest? Would you invest? Who are you going to bet on? The company that has people paying them, even if Tesla say they have to switch up and they have to do a different technology because this won't work in the snow or whatever the case may be. They've got the technology, they've got the money, they've got the free labor, volunteer label. I'll volunteer to test it out for free. While Waymo has to pay people and the area has to be mapped and they have to create the unique scenarios. To my knowledge, they don't have a dojo. How will Waymo get money? Not just Waymo, any one of these startup companies that are trying to do autonomy. If you don't make the case for me, picture like you're on the Shark Tank and you've got to sell Mark Cuban, Mr. Wonderful, and all of them, Damon John, and Lori and Rob, and you got to sell them on invest in me. We're gonna solve autonomy. And I'm looking at Tesla. I'm like, they don't have to spend as much money. They're actually making money while they're doing it. Why would I burn money with you? Way more money. Take care. Lord, you a damn fool.